What? Want some food? Oh, hey. I realized I had my mic on the entire time, so you heard me go asking Zilby what he needed. Probably heard him meowing too. What he wanted was food, not surprisingly. So he's all fed up. He's down here below his tree. You can't see him if I turn on the camera, but he's here. Maybe he'll hang out with us. Oh, you heard me, but not the cat. Okay, so you heard me talking to the cat. Also, good morning, Isitsu. Happy Friday. It is always nice to be the end of the week. And we're here talking about database stuff. So, where did we leave off? All right, well, I got my database there running. We got you going fine. Coding Garden fan, hello, hola. All right, so in database, we have our schema. We have a queries, which has this list LMS courses. Let's see, in source, we're gonna have to make a choice of when to pull in the courses, aren't we? So most likely, I'm thinking that when we hit the courses page, we do a request for all the courses. And it makes sense at that time. And then we store them in memory so that the next time we go there, we could do another request, but we already have courses. It'll just sort of add to them and change them. That makes sense to me. Okay, so let's do... we don't really have a store, don't we? So let's update. We're going to create a stores courses. I don't know if we need more than one store, but we're going to start off with this. Okay. We also need a mod, which means in library here, mod stores. Okay, thank you, Rust Analyzer. That was going to be a little bit confusing. All right, so then let's head into courses. Oh, because I have two course, like maybe I want this to be course store. I mean, I guess I don't really care that much about it. Okay, so we're gonna use probably Udux again. I like Udux a lot, so let's go ahead and add that in. That was wanted this one. Well, hello, Zilby. Are you here for nap time after eating? Let's see, cargo add Udux. No ghost text? What would the ghost text be? No. I'm not sure what the ghost text is. Or what I'm forgetting about it. Also, this feels like it's taking a really long time. I'm very... Okay. Let's try... I'll install it under Zilby. Oh, it's an LSP thing that helps with linting and other syntax errors. Oh. I was not aware of that. Oh, is it something else? So what I have, if there's an error, I can just do space D and it shows me the errors in a little floating window. When we get one, I'll run it and show it. Let's try this again. I'm gonna do it under a Sylvie camp. So we're gonna do cargo add Udux again. Okay, that happened really fast. So it must have been, I don't know, some network error or something. All right, so we have Udux here. It's rebuilt. You should be happy. So let's create a obstruct. This is going to be a course store. Like courses store. I think course store makes the most sense. So if I do something like put a semicolon at the end here, then I can do that as a choice. So I would assume that's similar to ghost text, except ghost text would just insert that at the end of the line regardless. If you have a link to it, I think that could be good to take a look at. Oh, it's the same? Okay. Right. I just have it I only have it display when I with a keyboard shortcut. It doesn't display all the time, if that makes sense. So here now I get the same thing. We have never constructed, dead code, and all that fun stuff. Let's go remind ourselves how to use Udux. So have you, I never put in Udux here, so no, bad Firefox. Don't ask me after it's been like 20 minutes. Let's see, Udux. Hey Zelby, are you cold? I've got the heater on. It'll warm up and it'll be fine. Okay, so for our state, we want to derive default, clone, partially equal, and store. Okay. So we want to derive, clone, default, partial equal, store. Did I miss anything? Default, clone, partial equal, store. No, I think that's it. That's 5, right? Yeah. You did not find the store, did you? It did not, but okay, it's gonna be fine. So then in here, we'll have, well then we need an associated type for this, don't we? So we need a pub struct course. For a course, we're gonna want a pub. Okay, so this is gonna be things like the name of the course. So we want the ID, which I think is going to be an I32. We want the name, which is going to be a string. We have, okay, so ID name, description, string, And then tags. But to do tags, we want pub, of course, tags. Struct course. This is an enum. So really this is course tag, and we'll have something like yew. And that's the only one we have right now, but we'll get more. So pub, oh, I guess we have none. Okay, so this is going to be the tags, and it's going to be a vector of course tag. Okay. So then you, we're going to throw you in here. So courses is going to be a vector. No, a vector of course. So now you're upset. Okay, so clone doesn't get implemented, and then we're going to need at least partial equal, probably equal to. So derive, clone. We're going to need defaults, partial equal and equal. I don't know if we're going to need store or not. And we might as well copy that and put you here. No default declared. Okay, so I can actually do default here. Wait. Is that a new thing? Can I? Oh, is this new? This is new. Make a unit variant default by placing a default above it. Oh, it's so nice to use this. Okay. Variant used, never constructed. Yes, I know. It's okay. Don't worry about it. What are you upset about? Okay, so we have a course now, which means that we should be able to, on the first load of courses, we're going to update this and sort of stuff things in here, which means we need to do we need an API to make the request. Okay, let's create an API. I don't know where to throw this in, so I'm just going to create an API.rs here. Okay, so we're going to create an async function get courses. You're going to have to take in something, maybe. We're going to return... We want to return the courses in the store, like the store course. So that's going to be... I already forget what it is. That is a course. Just to make this a little bit easier, let's call this a store course and then you a store course. And if we're going to call this a store course, then let's go ahead and change the file name too while we're at it. So rename to store courses. Or would it be courses store maybe? Okay. Okay, so we have that there. Everything should still be okay. We're still compiling, so we can head back. We want to do our initial query on... Oh, we're going to go back to the API. So now we can say I want to store course. Is that right? This course store. Store course. Okay, I think that's correct. Store course, right. I probably need this to be some kind of error coming back, because there's definitely going to be errors that can happen in a request. So I need this to be a result. What kind of error is it going to be? I don't know. I think we're going to create our own errors for this, aren't we? I'll deal with that when we get to it, which is going to be in not very long. Okay, so if I want to get the courses, I don't think I need anything in here. We need to continue following the GraphQL documentation for how to build. So that, if I remember correctly, the first thing was we need the variables. So let the GraphQL variables. What was this called? So it wasn't in queries here. We had the database queries here. List LMS courses. That's what it's called. So list LMS courses. You're not helping. Ooh, an ambiguous associated type. Use fully qualified syntax. Ooh, okay, so you don't know what that is. Okay, so I need to go find. Oh, it's off of union query. So it's a union query variables, which we union query build query, and then we pass in variables. Oh, which is this thing. So this would be my LMS thing, and then okay. So I must okay. Oh, it's not okay. So look, it's lowercase. I wanted lowercase. We want this to be list. Ah, there we go. List LMS courses. Variables. I don't have any variables, I don't think. Right? Okay. Okay. We're happy. We're happy still. Let's throw in a to do. Okay, so we have our variables. Next up, we want to build the query. That's going to be the body. So let body equals list LMS courses. Oh, this one is off of the full. So it's List LMS courses, build query, pass in the GraphQL variables, and that's it. Okay. Then we can use glue to make a request. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need glue to do futures. I don't think I do at this point, but maybe we do. I don't remember. So we do glue, nets, HTTP, request, post. Okay. Ooh, right. So at this point, we need the URL. Okay. Let's. So I want to extract out a URL, which means I need some kind of. I'm gonna need some kind of config object. That might be another store that I can then grab and paste into here. That might make sense. Is like an app config, and then on the first load of the app, I want to set all the variables, set everything else. Or you would have to be aware and grab it from environment variables at this time. I guess the API could be aware of that, right? We could make that. Can I do a const to grab the environment variable for like the store and put it in here? I wonder if I could. And then the next thing is loading the environment variable. So that's always been fun. All right, I have to. I'm actually curious because previously in VS Code had to be aware of the environment variable too when I launched it. So if I just come over here, we use. If I use a .env, that's the wrong one. I want that at compile time. What do you think? Should I put this into a Docker container and then try to build everything in Docker and then run it in there for dev mode, or I just create some environment variables and throw them locally, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Because I can't like create environment variables and throw them like, in another terminal window. It has to be in this terminal window, or we have to do it in like a .env. So like if I were to use a .env and I did something like database, or this would be GraphQL URI. Well, we already have this, so let's. This would be the GraphQL URI that we're using for this one, at least. So if I... Oh, you're not aware of that. Fine. Close and exit out of Yew. And then we need like a .env, but I think we would use .envy. Can I do things for... So loading at runtime. Okay, loading at compile time. The .env macro provided by .env macro crate can be used. Okay, so I need that crate. Rust Analyzer, of course, is going to hate this. But when does Rust Analyzer not hate something? So I'm going to cargo add .env macro and then .env. env. Okay, so I've added those. Next up. We want... Okay, so we have that .env file, which I should... You can find. So let's go add this to a get ignore right now. So just out of curious... Okay, good. The .env does not show up in here. Great. All right, so we have you. Then I want to use that .envy macro, and that's going to be in the API. So I'm wondering, can I actually do this? Can I say like const GraphQL URI? I can't remember if I've done. I probably have done this on stream before and I forgot. Equal const URI. This is gonna be a string. Equals, and then I want to use the .env macro. Okay. .env macro. And then what did I call it? Just GraphQL URI. Yeah, GraphQL URI. So I added you in, but it's having a little tough time finding it. Let's do use .env could not find it. Okay. Okay, where are you from? You're from the .env macro. Oh, there's okay. Oh, right. Okay, so it's .env. Can you find it now? Use .envy macros. .env. I still can't find it. No S? Ooh, okay. So that likes it. Thank you. Expected a strong found a stir. Okay. So are you a stir? All right, I can do this. Okay, so we have the GraphQL UI as a const variable here. Which means that at this point in time, let's just log this out. So we'll do a glue console log of the GraphQL URI. Oh, and I guess I could leave this as a to-do, and it'll crash at runtime, but I don't really care about that. Or I can make this an error and then return an error. That should probably be a static and not a const. That might be a good idea. I need to look up the difference, like when you're supposed to use static versus const. Rust, lang, static, const. Do they have that in a book? A static item is similar to a constant, except that it represents a precise memory location in the program. All references to the static refer to the same memory location. Static items have the static lifetime. Ooh, yeah. So that would be true. Which outlives all other lifetimes in a Rust program. Static items do not call drop at the end of the program. Nice. Yes. So just based on that itself, you're right. This should be. Now, do I put this on top of something? Static mute identifier. Okay, so no, it's just going to be, instead of const, static. Like that. Okay. I think this is the first time I've used static. Right. So we're going to log you out, and then we're going to crash, and everything is going to be fine. So then let's... Do I have errors yet inside of here? I don't think I do. I wonder if I want to put errors inside of the component library. I probably... Oh, that is where I'm going to put errors. I'm going to put like a single sort of error system inside of there. And so we might have like an error grabbing, like getting a data, and it'll be like different errors for different times in the flow here. So I could use that right now, but let's not worry about it for just a minute. All right, so we're gonna head back over to courses, pages. I want to, when the page loads, to run the get courses, which means I need a hook, but I don't want the normal hook. I want one of the U hooks. So we're gonna install cargo add U. Oh, I forget if it's U hook or U hooks. I think it's U hooks. Okay, it is U hooks. And the thing we're interested in is not state. We want life cycles use effect once. So basically it's a use effect that only happens one time. Okay, so add U hooks. We'll let that go. So far, I wonder if I need to like quit out of view and then come back in. Let's see if this works a little bit better. I want to see if I can now use the hooks without it yelling at me that it doesn't know what U hooks is because it's been too soon since I installed it. We're gonna do use. I think it's found it. Oh, use effect. Use effect once. There we go. I found it. So we're gonna have a do something first time we mount. And then we want to return. And we close you. Okay. The first time we mount, what are we going to do? We're going to run that other thing, which means we need an async block. Now they do have an async, use async. So we have a use async. We pass it in an async block. It then runs some like fetch this thing. Okay, so we do that. That gives us a state. You can trigger to run in a callback or use effect. So then we want to just do state.run. Oh, right, because this use async gives us a state of like it's loading or not loading. I sort of feel that this isn't quite. It's not really quite what it's made for. And that makes me a little bit hesitant to use it. But maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. Because also I could show we're loading more courses again. That might, maybe that will work? I don't know. Okay, so this is gonna be use async. So let's say up here, we'll do let load courses state equals use async. You take in an async block, so is it async? Yeah, it is. Async. I don't know if we need to move right now. And then all the logic happens here. So then I guess like you do not do anything inside of here. We will move in this state. So we have to actually clone it. So we have to do this. We have to do this trick where we're going to create a block. That courses state equals load. I can't tell. Okay, I think that's it. Clone you. We'll move you in here. We'll then run load courses state dot run. And that will start this off. What are you upset about? Expected an impl future output of nothing to be a feature that resolves to result, but oh, you need to be a result in there. Interesting. Okay. So inside of here, we have to run that thing we found in API. So in API, this is get courses. I wonder if I want to just grab API from the other one. So let's do courses. I want that courses equals But I could also just do API get courses. Await like that. Get courses is a private function. Oh, really? It is a private function. That's the right order to do it in. Okay, so we found get courses. We await you. Now what? Expected impl future output to be a future that resolves to result, but it resolves to nothing. Huh. So wait, the thing inside the block needs to be... I'm confused now. How does this work? Use async. We fetch the repo, toString await. Well, okay, that's just the URL. They don't have the... Oh, here's the fetch repo, which returns with a result repo error. Oh, okay. So we do need a result. We do need our error. Okay. So if we need you to be an error, let's see. In YCL, I want under foundations, we have some errors. We're using this error to create just sort of like a general error. So this is like an error building course navigation. I wonder if I want to use this, like to share this and this becomes an error outside. Or if I want to use, I might want to do it per app, shouldn't I? And not like share the error. If I were to share the error, making future apps is both easier and harder. Easier because now the error is set here, but like I might be too generic for what I need and therefore not really all that helpful. Let's put the error in the app, and then if I just hate it, I can move it back here. So what we do need is we need this error. So we need this error now. And then we're going to create an error, something like this. So fun. Let's pull in this error. So cargo, add this error. I need... We don't really have an errors. So let's, I guess we'll add an errors. All right, here we go. Let's see if I've changed pages. I wonder if this one now catches what that is. So we're gonna do a pub enum, and this is gonna be like our custom errors. I don't want to call it error because that's something that already exists. I don't want to call it BB error because this is not part of the library. So, I mean, this could be a LMS error. So an LMS error. The first error that we're thinking about is something to do with getting a problem in the getting courses. So getting courses. And then I have to derive error on this. And driving debug, I think we may also have to do that. I don't remember. It's not working. Okay, use this. Oh, look, see, it can't even find this. But I bet if I quit out of the Yew, so you're gonna be super upset. Let's quit you. We'll head back into errors. Heck, if I just do now, it can find it. All right, so I have to quit out of. If I'm gonna have to quit out anyways, I might as well just use this main window to add new crates, then restart Vim again. Okay, what are you upset about? Cannot find macro error in this scope. Consider importing this derived macro. This error. So Rust Analyzer. Have you read the code? Oh, okay, it wasn't saved. LMS error doesn't implement display. Oh, right. In format strings, you may be able to use that, like that thing for the preprint stuff. So we put those above each line, I think. Yeah, I want to do something like this. Okay, so error getting courses. We're gonna do one of these. Error data store disconnected. So in this case, we want you to be error fetching courses from the database. So we'll save you. You're happy now, which means we can go back to API. And we need you to be a result. And you will give us a store course. Really, this needs to be a vector of store courses. Or it will be a LMS error. Like that. Okay. Now here, if we reach this point, we get a. Oh, actually, you know what? We're just gonna return an error with an LMS error getting courses, because we don't. I don't have it yet. I guess it could be an okay with an empty vector. That might work too. Okay, so we do this. Now let's head back. We're still failing to compile. We head back to courses. Back to courses. All right, let's resave. Make sure. Okay. Now. Expected impl future output equals nothing to be a future that resolves to result something, but it resolves to nothing. Expected enum. I'm okay. Am I just not? Okay, we have this use async. We have an async block. I put an await on here. We don't have like any map errors or anything else. This fetch repo that we have the await on, it returns a result, and it's an async function. And ours is because I need to return. Oh, I need to return this. The trait bound LMS error clone is not satisfied. Okay, so LMS error needs to also implement clone. Okay, we can do that. Can I do clone and copy? I mean, it's going to be pretty cheap to copy that. Okay, things are working so far. That's what it is. I'm returning the result of this get courses into load courses state. Okay, so I probably don't want to use effect once anymore, because what we're going to do is we're going to run this. If it's the first time that we've run, so we need to clone you. This unfortunately just needs to be a normal use effect. We need to run you if it's the first time, and if it's not the first time, we need to also check to see what you are, which I think you can see in the HTML. Yeah, we're gonna have state.loading. So if we're loading, we're not done yet. It's still running. What is the state? What are the possible states, I wonder? I'm only seeing state.loading. We have state.data. That's it. Okay, so I want to check to see what the state is. Okay, let's glue this. We'll do a glue console log. I probably want to create a logging system for this. This is going to be a load courses state. So I probably should call this get courses state. It's going to be the load courses state dot state. I think that's what it is. No field state. Oh, it's loading. Okay. So we have loading. And then perhaps because we have use effect and it's running multiple times, let's also do a run on this, and we'll see it go through the entire thing. So we'll do a load courses state dot run. That. All right. Okay, let's do it. So we're gonna come over to console, and we should be able to see some states happen. Interesting. The load courses state is forever false. We are seeing the URL correctly. So we're seeing the GraphQL URI. We're seeing the load courses state is always false. So, okay. Then what I want to do is, if not load courses state dot loading, we run you in here. So if you're not loading, we run you. Okay. That, I don't think it's going to work, right? Because loading, maybe, I don't know. Because I would assume at the end it's going to be something else. Maybe we can go just take a look at what the types are. So let's go to the documentation. Let's find async. And then we'll have state.data. Can I not see the methods? Oh, interesting. So at inner, we have loading, data, and error. That's it. With loading being false to begin with? Set it to true. Oh, if data and error are none, we haven't done the thing yet. That would be like if we've started. Okay, so if data and error. Okay. So I think we can use that. So I wonder if I want to use matches for this. So if matches, I want the, I can never remember what side I care about. Foo A to Z, foo bean F. Oh, it's the thing, and then, okay, so this would be the load courses state dot this would be not loading. I care about data. So if you are a none, because I think you're an option, yeah. Or no, and matches load courses state dot error is a none. Is that not just data is none? Oh, I could do that. I could do that. That's a good call out. Hold on. If load courses data is none. And every time I'm like, I can use matches, and then nobody will be upset at me for forgetting matches. And then it's like, oh no, I didn't need to use matches. Okay, so if they're both none, that means well, wait a second. If they're both none, that doesn't still mean this then and loading is false. And load courses state dot loading. And this would be an is not. Okay, so if you're not loading, you don't have any data and you don't have any errors, you clearly, this is the first time we've seen you. I wonder if I would use like use effect once and then use effect again for another ones. That seems it would certainly be a lot easier. That would probably be the best way to do it. Okay, so we do that. We're gonna console log here. So then we start running. Okay, so we start you up. Then we should see this happen, and then this. Yeah, okay. I think it'll work. So back to here. Oh, this is so upset. Okay, so it's finished. Loading core state false. Then we get the GraphQL URI, and then still loading core state false. But it didn't load again. So it did it once because it became. I would have expected it to update the internal state of this, which would cause a re-render to use the use effect again. What am I missing here? So loading is always false. Even after we say run, we get the courses here. We await. It just instantly responds back. Shouldn't it be done with loading? You find the whole use effect, whatever model, very confusing. Let's go back to 2000s web dev. Use effect, yeah. I do believe that the yeah. All right, let's break this up into multiple use effects. It'll just be easier. So we'll do use effect once, in which case I don't need any of this stuff anymore. We do that, which is great, right? Now if I take you, once. We're going to grab the state again, but now it's not going to be once anymore. Now it's going to be all of them. I don't want to run the run anymore. I want to be, this is going to be the glue again. So we're going to do glue, console, log. So this is going to be the load versus state. I wonder if I can just throw this in here. I wonder if it would work. So if I just, hey, load course state, can you just do that for me? No, you do not know how to do that. Can I debug you? So can I do a debug Oh, it wouldn't. Debug won't go to the right place. Can I format you? And I want like that. Okay. Use async handle does not implement debug. Okay, I was hoping. So instead, we'll do loading like this, and we'll just start with this. So if we're loading, so if we hit refresh here, load courses state false. We get our GraphQL because it ran the thing, so that's off of the run. Then it's still false again. I have a. I am doing that with an error. Let's go back to API and let's switch this from an error to a. We want this to be a sum with an empty vector. Oh, an okay sum. It's. Wait, what? Found a expected struct vect. Oh, yeah. Okay. Silly me. I was mixing options and errors together. Okay, so if we come back to you again, let's try you again. So you're still false, false. Out of courses, do I now get the data? That's the next question. So it's like courses equals. Oh no, it's we have to do like an if let some courses equals load courses state. Actually, we cloned it, so we just have ownership of it. Load courses state dot data. Oh, dot. What language am I in? Console log courses data. Can I put courses in here? Probably not, right? But maybe we can do the format. I don't think that I implement debug on this. Store course doesn't implement debug, but that is something that we can do. So in our, is it API? No, in our store, in our actual course store, we could, I think I can have you implement debug. I think I can have everybody implement debug. 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 Okay, wait, I saved this, right? What's going on? Okay, you're upset. Cannot move out of dereference. Fine. We'll reference you. Okay, you're happy. Let's come back to here. Oh, okay. So we're getting somewhere now. So load courses, state false. So what does that mean? That means we hit here. The use effect once does not run yet. Well, maybe that may or may not be true. So running course state. Okay, so running course state. So use effect once happens first. So this line happens and we get our console log, and then it initiates the run. The state is false. So we look at here. The state at this point is false. And then we get the GraphQL URI because this was running. Okay, let's also just sort of to show this off. If we do an else here, so if it's a none, I want to glue console log no courses yet. I want to say we're going to get this once. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Running the course state. Load the courses. We're not loading the courses. We don't have the courses yet. Then it runs the function to get the courses. We're loading the course state false again because it's no longer loading because it's already run. Oh man. Okay, so but now we have the data. Boy, I don't like that. Like, I feel that there should be another one of like how, I guess like it's because it takes a while. So we have to check all three. We have to check all three fields to see what state we're in, like if we've used it or not. So if we have the data here, that's great. We have the data here. Once we have this data here, I want to now stuff it into the store. And this is the right version. So we also need we need let. Oh, it's something like this. Equals use store from udux. And I want to say the type is going to be the course store. And then we get the store, and then, okay, so we get course store, and then the course store dispatch. Okay, so we get those two things, and this is what we expect it to be, right? Yeah, it is dispatch. So I want the dispatch down here. So let course store dispatch equals course store dispatch. We'll clone you. When we get the courses, I want to stuff this in them. So we're going to change you out. I don't need these logs anymore. So now we're going to do the course store dispatch. We want to Reduce. I think it's just going to be reduce mute. We have the course store. I'm going to take the course store dot courses, and we set it to courses, which means you need to be moved. The courses mismatch types expected to struck. Okay, so we need you to be cloned. Okay, you're happy. I also need to create these cards based upon the courses. That's going to be a little bit tough until I have courses to look at. So it's like part of this use effect. I almost want, okay, so let's bring in, so we have load courses state. We also have let course store. There it is. Course store equals course store clone you. Lots of like very low expense, very cheap clones here, but still clones, so it clutters up the code, which is not fun. So every time we load, I want to take a look at what this state is, which I think we have a debug on everything here. So I should be able to just do a glue console log. And we'll do a course store. The formats. And then we'll grab, this will be the course store. Can I deref this? I want that. Expected value found a the wrong thing. What is this? What did I do? I want your course store. Was that the name of the module too? Courses store. So, okay, courses store. Course store there. Course store. Oh yeah, it was course store, not courses store. Okay, no method named deref. Okay, so I don't think I can do something like that. I mean, you're not yelling at me, so maybe I can. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so the courses store is now is empty. So we have this empty object there, which means we're now available to start actually going out to the network, running the GraphQL query, getting the courses, stuffing it into Udux. Udux updates the component, which runs useEffect again. We then print out the new course stores, and then from there we can use that information to build the cards. And then once we build the cards, they show up in here exactly like this one, except from the database this time instead of hard-coded. Web dev is fun, right? This is So if you're not familiar with web dev or you're not like used to it, it's no, just a hard no. Um, this is such a different way of thinking than most programming I found. And this is like the part that like breaks the brains of most people. Even if you've like a veteran at programming, you've been programming other languages, coming to this, like thinking in terms of like, okay, the component now re-renders, which means all of my state is gone and I have to reload it again from that state, but now I'm on this different state and we have 4 different states and we have to like keep track of all that. That's what makes web dev really interesting. Interesting in that sort of curse type way, but interesting nonetheless. Now I've run out of time, which means I don't have time to go to the database yet. So we're going to save that for next time. Now I do plan on streaming tomorrow morning again. So next time is going to be tomorrow morning. I don't know exactly when. Usually I stream between, like on Saturdays. I'm still trying to figure out what the good time is. It might be 7 a.m., but it might be closer to like 8 to 9. So we'll just sort of see. And I usually stream until around 12 noon Mountain Time, but again, it could be earlier, rarely later. We'll sort of see. So with that, thank you everybody for hanging out today. Hope that you have a great rest of your Friday, and I will see you next time. Bye.